Good evening, everyone. Blitzball Champ is back yet again with a brand new video here on the U to the 2. So, tonight we're going to talk some pro wrestling. We got some good and some bad, but got a good bit to talk about tonight. Just to kind of cover some things. First off, check it out. Finally got my first piece of World Wonder Ring Stardom merchandise. Yes. Um, this just came in about a day ago, and yeah, I'm just happy to finally get my hands on some Stardom merch. Hopefully, along the way, I would like to get a shirt from for each stable. So Donna Del Mundo, Queen's Quest, Stars, Oedo Tai, Cosmic Angels. Well, whenever they decide to make Cosmic Angels. But yeah, um, decided to go ahead and get me a regular Stardom shirt, and it arrived a day ago. So figured I'd start this off. I start this video off on the right note, talking about pro wrestling, wearing my newest pro wrestling T-shirt. So kudos to Stardom, to Twitter. We are Stardom. We underscore are underscore Stardom. Definitely check them out. That was the Twitter page that I learned about Stardom merchandise becoming available worldwide. So definitely check that out for all you Stardom fans out there. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, let's talk some Stardom. We got the Stardom 10th anniversary coming up this Saturday, or excuse me, this Sunday the 17th. That's right. And I'm actually pull up the matchups. Got quite a good card here for the 10th anniversary of Stardom. Man, I can't believe it's already been 10 years since Stardom was born. So this is incredible. But on their Twitter page, on the We Are Stardom Twitter page, we got the card for the 10th anniversary show, which will be at Corkin Hall. So let's go over some of these. Uh, we got Saya Ida, the current Future of Stardom champion, making her official first title defense against Cosmic Angels Funaki Sayaka, 1/3 of the Artist of Stardom Trios champs. Um, my whole thing with Saya Ida, despite her winning this title, which was formerly held by Micah, she's still been eating defeats. And honestly, it's getting kind of ridiculous. It's getting kind of ridiculous. I mean, they went ahead and they pulled the trigger on making Saya Ida a champion. Come on now. Let's start treating her like a champion. Let's start treating her that way. Because right now, I believe in Stars, she's the only one with a championship. Let's keep that in mind. She's the only one in Stars with a championship right now. So let's start treating her like a champion. I'm not saying that she has to be like a Mayu Iwatani, but she's a champion now. She finally became a champion. So let's start booking her like one. At least when Utami Hayashishita, when Micah had this championship, they at least were able to get wins. Especially Micah, who is the recent Future of Stardom champion. So come on, y'all. Let's start, even in non-title matches. Let's start building up Saya Ida to be a premier member of Stars. You know, especially when she's the only one that has a championship in the faction. So, let's start getting her some wins. Like, at least legit start getting her some wins. She deserves it. She's made it this far. She's finally a champion. Which I believe she'll retain the title in this defense. not saying she has to have the title a long time, but let's start getting her some wins. She's the only one that's a champion in Stars right now. Let's work on that. Stardom. Let's work on that. Um, we got the high speed championship on the line as Azumi, the current champion, will face not Gokiken Death, but the actual real person behind Gokiken Death in Kaori Yoniyama. So this was requested by Azumi. She wanted to face the true person behind Gokiken Death. So this ought to be interesting. This ought to be very interesting. And Mayu kind of, talked her into accepting this challenge. But this ought to be interesting. I've never seen Kaori Yoniyama outside of Death Yamasan and Gokikan Death. So this will actually be a treat for me. I have to see how she goes about this. I'm sure, she may not be in the same character, but I'm curious. I'm curious. And, this will be good. And Azumi, she's been a good champion so far. I really like Azumi. She's been a strong high speed champion since winning the title. So I think this will be good. I think this will definitely be good. But let's see what happens. We got ourselves a single match. We got Natsupoi of Donna Del Mundo taking on Oedo Tai's Konami. Now, this right here, this will be quite a challenge for Natsupoi. She's still pretty new as far as this promotion, but Konami's been pretty strong since joining Oedo Tai. And let's be real, Konami's strong in general. So this will be a good test for Natsupoi, and I hope they give these two a good amount of time in this match. I really do, because I think this could potentially be a good match, a good test for Natsupoi. So I dig it. I definitely dig it. It won't be easy, but I dig it. All right, we got another singles match. We got the leader of Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano, 1/3 of the Artist of Stardom Trios champions, taking on Stars Starlight Kid. Now, this ought to be interesting because I have a feeling, I know that Mayu and Starlight Kid, I know there have been talks about them going after the Artist of Stardom Tag Team Trios titles. Um, so as far as like whoever the third partner will be, it could be back and forth between Goki Kendev or Saya Ida, but they've been kind of having their eyes on those trios titles. So not sure what implications would happen if Starlight Kid were to get this singles win. If you ask me personally, I think she should be gunning for the high speed title. Her and Azumi have had, a couple of showdowns. I think it's about time. Maybe after this title defense from Azumi, maybe Starlight Kid will be next in line to get a crack at Azumi. But yeah, Tam Nakano versus Starlight Kid should be good. We got ourselves a four-way tag team elimination match, which puts Donna Del Mundo's Himeka and SWA champion Shuri versus Queen's Quest Momo Watanabe and Saya Kamitani versus Stars Ruoka and Mayu Iwatani versus Oedo Tai's B. Priestley and Saki Kashima. Now, I assume that the rules will be you're eliminated by pinfall submission or tossed over the top rope. That's my guess. So it'll be interesting to see how this match plays out. Um, I know Mayu Iwatani's been out for a bit due to I don't know what, some sort of like minor injury or illness or something that's been going on, physical illness, but um, it looks like she will definitely be good and cleared to participate. So it'll be good to have the icon of Stardom back on the 10th anniversary of Stardom. It's only fitting. So honestly, I feel like the two strongest teams in this match are, of course, Queen's Quest and Donna Del Mundo. I mean, Mayu's teamed up with Ruoka, so Ruoka's kind of a jobber. Um, B. Priestley and Saki Kashima, I mean, Saki's been picking up some victories here and there as well, so can't look down on that, but I just feel like Stars is at a disadvantage in this match. But anything can happen. So we'll see what happens, but should be good. And then we got the Wonder of Stardom Championship match, which the title will be on the line in a no disqualification match. So no rules, no DQ. Um, it'll be the champion Donna Del Mundo's Julia taking on Oedo Tai's Natsuko Tora. Um, honestly, this might be the best opportunity for somebody to finally dethrone Julia. Julia's been on quite a hot streak since winning the Cinderella tournament and since winning the vacated uh, Wonder of Stardom championship. Of course, she won the Cinderella tournament last year. So she's been on a roll since winning that tournament and winning that championship. Of course, she won it when it was vacated because Arisa Hoshiki, the previous champion, retired and relinquished the belt. So, Natsuko Tora, the leader of Oedo Tai, could be fitting for her to win this title. Could be fitting. So we'll see what happens. But this is definitely advantage Natsuko Tora with the no rules, no DQ. I expect a lot of interference from Oedo Tai, and this could turn into a victory for Natsuko Tora, but we'll see. And then we got the main event, the World of Stardom Championship. As the champion, Utami Hayashishita of Queen's Quest defends against Donna Del Mundo's Micah. Of course, now these two are definitely very familiar with each other. They know each other well. So I expect this to be an excellent match, and I'm sure it will not disappoint. So definitely look forward to that match. We got ourselves a pretty good card. Got ourselves a good card for the 10th anniversary of Stardom. Looking forward to checking this out when it becomes available on Stardom World. And yeah, looking forward to giving my update, my thoughts on it once I've seen it. But pretty good card. I like it. I like it. So that's all that I have for that. Um, looking at New Japan Pro Wrestling, got a couple of things coming up. We got right now they're doing the road to the new beginning. They got that going. Um, we got the new beginning coming up in let's see, late January. So end of January we got the new beginning in Nagoya, and then going into February we got the new beginning in Hiroshima. Looks like we got 2 nights of that. And then once that's over, they start building up Castle Attack, which Castle Attack will be end of February. And then in March, they just recently announced we got the New Japan Cup. So got the New Japan Cup that will start. It looks like it will start on March 5th. So Friday, March 5th. And then it will last all the way up to, looks like March 20th or March 21st or something like that. So pretty much the whole month of March will be a New Japan Cup. So got that to look forward to. They haven't announced the participants yet, but yeah, New Japan Cup 2021's coming in March. So then you got that to look forward to. So you got the new beginning, you got Castle Attack, then you got the New Japan Cup. So a lot of New Japan pro wrestling action on its way. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, let's talk about AEW. They had New Year's Smash Night 2. I don't think it was I don't think it was quite as strong as Night 1, but it was still a good night. Um you had Pac with the Brothers, the Lucha Bros, went up against Eddie Kingston, accompanied by the Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny. Pac got the victory. So that was a pretty good match. Um, and it's just good to see Pac back into the mix of things, since his return. So hopefully we continue to see more of him. Um, we had Miro take on Chuck Taylor, where of course if Chuck Taylor lost, he would have to be Miro's butler until the wedding, which, as expected, Chuck Taylor lost. Now, it'll be interesting to see how things go with these next few weeks, leading up to AEW's Beach Break, which that's apparently where the wedding is going to be, is at AEW Beach Break. So Chuck Taylor's going to have to be Miro's butler for a while. I guess pretty much that means Orange Cassidy is on his own for a while because Trent Beretta he's out injured. So yeah, sad times for best friends. Um, we also had the Elite. Well, not quite the Elite. Folks were thinking Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Turns out to be it was Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers taking on the Varsity Blondes and Danny Limelight, which of course Omega and the Good Brothers won that match. It was kind of a big diss to the Young Bucks, but but yeah, it was just really crazy, and I was really hoping for maybe an invasion by the Motor City Machine Guns, especially leading up to Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill, which I'll go over as well. But I was hoping maybe a Rich Swan Motor City Machine Guns invasion on AEW would have been great. I mean, they've already done that with the Good Brothers, so it would have been nice. It would have been really nice. Of course, you had FTR defeat Jurassic Express. That was a good match in itself. Um, I have to say, match of the night for me, and I know this is going to sound crazy. I really enjoyed the NWA Women's World Championship match between Serena Deeb and Ty Conti. Ty Conti has been getting better and better every time I see her. And to be honest with you, that match, that title match, even though she lost, I'd have to say to this day is probably one of her best matches, or at least one of the best matches that I've seen her wrestle. I mean, these two, you have Serena Deeb, a lot of experience, especially in the indies and many different promotions. You know, Ty Conti, martial artist, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, that kind of stuff. Very technical, back and forth match. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it. Ty Conti, I could see maybe eventually if they keep building her up, not just with matches, but, really start giving her storylines, Ty Conti could eventually be a champion in AEW. It would not surprise me. I think it'd be great. I really do. And that's a big boost for the women's division. So hey, keep it up. I definitely like what I saw. You know? So that was match of the night for me. And then had Darby Allin versus Brian Cage, which of course Sting got involved, to help even the odds. And of course it eventually led to Darby Allin getting the victory and retaining the TNT championship. But yeah, that was the main event. And like I said, ultimately, I don't think night two was as strong as night one, but it was still pretty good. We also got the inner circle that's gonna be that's gonna have a match. It's gonna have some tag teams within the inner circle, and pretty much the winner will be the tag team specialists of the inner circle. So that's gonna be really interesting. That's that's gonna be really really interesting. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. And it was also brought up through the waiting room, which premiered for the first time on AEW Dynamite, because it's usually um, a show that you see on AEW Dark. They had Cody Rhodes on the show, and then they had that big Amazon looking Jade Cargill on there. And of course, you also had Red Velvet make an appearance. It's just, oh man, is I don't like this Jade Cargill. I really don't. I really don't. She just looks weird. She looks weird. She kind of reminds me of Raka Khan from back in Impact Wrestling. That's what she reminds me of. But and it was also brought up that Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker will have a match at Beach Break, AEW's Beach Break. Which let me get the date of that. Um, AEW Beach Break, February 3rd. February 3rd. So that'll host the wedding of Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. And we know that we're going to have uh, Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. So, should be good. Should be good. So, that's pretty much it for AEW. Like I said, New Year's Smash Night 2 was all right, but I think Night 1 was better. I think Night 1 was better. Um, let's see. We kicked off the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament for the men. So that started out. Just a quick recap. We had Breezango and Undisputed Era, which Undisputed Era defeated Breezango, so they advanced. Undisputed Era is Adam Cole and Roderick Strong. We have we have Grizzled Young Veterans. They defeated Everrise, so they advance. James Drake, Zach Gibson, who were in the finals of last year's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic. We had Jake Atlas and Isaiah Swerve Scott went up against MSK, which MSK turned out to be Wesley and Noah Carter, formerly the Rascals, back at Impact Wrestling, which I believe was formerly, I think it was Zachary Wentz and Desmond Xavier. Yeah, Zachary Green and Desmond Xavier, something like that. They were the Rascals back in Impact Wrestling. And wow, I definitely like the look, and they looked great in this match. And of course, they defeated Swerve and Atlas, which doesn't surprise me. I don't even know why that team was even put together. But MSK, which I'm sure they went with that name so that WWE wouldn't try to trademark the Rascals. So this is good. This is good. Um, Drake Maverick and Killian Dane defeated Austin Gray and Kurt Stallion. Apparently, they had that match on 205 Live. So dang, they even have some of the matches on 205 Live. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, you would think they would have all the matches on NXT, but yeah, that's kind of a bummer. And of course, same thing with Legado del Fantasma. Joaquin Wild and Raul Mendoza were able to defeat the Bollywood Boys, or the Singh brothers, whichever one you want to call them. So yeah, those 5 teams we know so far have advanced, and we still got a couple of matchups to look forward to. We got the team of Desmond Troy and Ashanti the Adonis taking on the pair of Arya Davari and Tony Nese. Interesting pair. Um, we got the Ways, Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory scheduled to take on Kushida and Leon Ruff. Um, we got the Lucha House Party taking on Imperium. So those are the remaining round one matches left to do. And then we also got the names of a few teams booked for the women's Dusty Tag Team Classic. And so far, we got Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell from The Way. We got Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter. We got Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. And we have Tony Storm and Mercedes Martinez. So those are the 4 announced teams so far, which there will be more to be announced. Me personally, I think you got to take the opportunity and throw in Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. You know, they haven't been seen since Raw Underground. I think this is a good way to bring them back to NXT and actually put them in this tournament, you know, make them a legit tag team, which they are, and, you know, can give them an opportunity to get some wins. They haven't even won a match in NXT. You know, they haven't won a match. So bring them back strong. You know, these were part of Shayna Baszler's crew. You know, bring them back to NXT. Make them strong. Make them legit. So I say you throw them in there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. I would be shocked if they weren't included. So that's six. That's six teams. Um, I mean, I really don't know any other teams you could put in there. I mean, you still have Aaliyah. I mean, they could reunite Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne, Bourne and Bougie. They could reunite that team. I mean, Vanessa Bourne supposedly was on main roster, but really hadn't been seen. So bring Vanessa Bourne back, have her reunite with Aaliyah, let them be a tag team, and that would be seven. I mean, I don't think it really makes sense to put Io in this tournament. I mean, she's the NXT Women's Champion. She doesn't really need to be in this tournament. Xia Li, it doesn't look like she's going to be partnering with anyone. So, I mean, initially, long before this repackage of her, I would have thought her and Karen Q reuniting as Team Hot and Spicy. When Karen comes back from her injury, would have been a nice team for this tournament. But I mean, and there was even a rumor that Bailey apparently, supposedly, there's a rumor that she wants to participate in this tournament. I have no idea who her partner would be. I mean, last person that's really teamed up with her outside of Sasha Banks was Carmella. So if anything, I just really hope for both the men and the women that a legit established tag team wins the tournaments. You know, I'm just it just gets old and really repetitive just throwing random people together in this tournament and then the random team ends up winning the tournament. And it's getting kind of ridiculous. Let's get some legit tag teams to win this tournament. Seriously, you know? I don't even like the grizzled young veterans, but it would have made sense if they had won it last year. But I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Xia Li, she's doing her thing, destroying folks. So um, but it looks like eventually Mercedes Martinez is probably going to get a shot at Io and her title, which would be an excellent match. Mercedes Martinez and Io Shirai, both very, very experienced wrestlers. And honestly, I think that match would really be a great match. Io Shirai and Mercedes Martinez, I look forward to that. I hope that happens. But oh yeah, they also announced the next NXT Takeover will be on Valentine's Day, which is on a Sunday this year, February 14th. So I wonder if they're going to come up with some weird, cheesy name for this takeover, being that it's on Valentine's Day. But yeah, so that's already been booked. Takeover on Valentine's Day. So got that to look forward to next month. But other than that, really the only big things happening right now in NXT are the Dusty Tag Classics. So yeah, cool. Um, so Raw and SmackDown, which SmackDown was pretty good. I just finished watching SmackDown. SmackDown was pretty good. You had some good matches between Shinsuke Nakamura and Jey Uso. You had a great match between Cesaro and Daniel Bryan. That was a great match. Um, but then so Adam Pierce had a sneaky way of getting out of the match against Roman Reigns, which it's good that this happened. But instead of Adam Pierce, we're getting Kevin Owens again? Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns for the title at Royal Rumble again? This is like the third or fourth time. Like, come on now. Come on. Why? WWE, y'all could have given that spot to Shinsuke Nakamura. He's the one that got screwed out at the end of the gauntlet last week. Really? Kevin Owens again? Come on. Why do we have to see that matchup again? Oh my goodness. This is dumb. So dumb. Then apparently there's some backlash from Charlotte Flair against the fans about the complaints, and people like Bubba Ray Dudley has her back. You know, I remember checking out BC Amplified's uh, latest video about that. Shout outs to him. And I totally agree. I feel like Charlotte Flair is missing the point. Charlotte Flair is a great wrestler. She's great on the mic, great athleticism. She's got the look. She has that. I don't think anybody is disputing that. I don't think anybody is disputing her work in the ring and on the mic and such. I think it's safe to say, even if you take Flair name out of there, she still would be a great wrestler, athlete, and championship champions, whichever. But she has to grasp the point of the booking. And she I don't think she really understands what people are complaining about. When they have the booking for her so bad to the point where it keeps others down, that's a problem. And it's happened to the likes where people like Sasha Banks, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch have suffered from it. They've suffered from it. I won't say Io Shirai suffered from it, but she couldn't even pin the champ Charlotte in order to get the NXT Women's title. So some people could pose the argument of putting an asterisk next to Io Shirai, which I don't agree with, but I could understand why they would feel that way. And then it's like, and you wonder why I had such an issue with her and Asuka as a tag team. She comes back, and immediately in the match that she comes back, she wins a title. Not only that, it's the one title she hadn't gotten yet, and that's made her a Grand Slam champion. Like, all the Charlotte fans out there, like, and all, the heavy WWE marks, like, if y'all can't see and understand by now of just how atrocious and how one-sided the booking has been for Charlotte and how she's been getting treated, if y'all can't see that by now, something's wrong. Something is clearly wrong, or either you just not just in severe denial, delusional, I don't, whatever you want to call it, but you're just not seeing it. You're just not seeing it. And it's either because you just don't want to, but it's obviously there. I can understand the bickering gets annoying, but she lashing out at the fans and such, but's not but is not speaking on the point that's being made. That's the whole thing. And same thing with Bubba Ray Dudley. He's not getting the point with why folks are complaining. Because fact of the matter is, Charlotte Flair is Vince McMahon's golden girl. She has been this entire time. Let's not kid ourselves. Know how we know that currently? She's got a storyline right now, and Asuka doesn't. And Asuka's a double champion right now, including the Raw Women's Championship, the main women's title on Raw. And she hasn't been seen in a little while. And she has no storyline. Think about that. She's your double champion, and yet she has no storyline. Houston, I think we do have a problem. So, just a lot really needs to get fixed. There was rumors of Ricochet's contract being over and him not re-signing. Honestly, I hope he doesn't resign. I really hope he doesn't. He deserves better, and I think he'll do a lot better in AEW. Or honestly, I think he would be a big, huge boost for the X Division if he went to Impact Wrestling. That's me personally. Of course, he could always go to Japan, but I feel like maybe him in Impact Wrestling in the X Division would be a huge, huge boost for that division. So I say, hey, Impact Wrestling, keep an eye out for Ricochet. Aleister Black, he's another one. Like they need to just flat out let him go because they're not going to do anything for him. He needs to just flat out leave and go to where he can be utilized. Because that's ridiculous. This royally ridiculous. But just I don't have a lot of high hopes for the upcoming Royal Rumble. Outside of the 2 Royal Rumble matches, I really don't have a lot of high hopes. I mean, all the other matches might as well not matter to me. And it just be about the Royal Rumble matches. That's really all I care about. So it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Just and then, with the status of Drew McIntyre, I mean I figure supposedly he'll be back in time to still do Royal Rumble, but we don't know for sure. We don't know for sure. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And before I end this video, want to talk about Impact Wrestling's Hard to Kill because I actually will be watching this pay-per-view. Yes, it's been forever since I've watched the Impact Wrestling pay-per-view, so actually going to be checking this out, which is tomorrow, Saturday at 8 p.m. So let me discuss this a little bit. So we have the countdown to Hard to Kill, which will be Brian Myers versus Josh Alexander of the North. So yeah, got a preview pre-game show, which I didn't even know Impact Wrestling even did those. So yeah. We got Tennille Dashwood and Caleb with a K going up against Decay. Looks like Decay has reunited. Rosemary and Crazy Steve. So that should be good. I like Rosemary and Crazy Steve. I also like Tennille Dashwood as well. I've seen Caleb Conley a few times, so he's good. I definitely like what they got going here. Of course, Caleb Conley. The last time I really saw a good bit of him was back when he was wrestling on NWA Power. But but yeah, actually, it's actually good to see him in here. I got nothing against the guy, but anyway, moving on. We got the Karate Man versus Ethan Page, which this is weird. This is just weird. That's all I have to say about that. This is weird. Just probably going to be a comedy match of some sort. Um, we got Eric Young and Diener, Cody Diener, and Joe Doering going up against Rhino, Tommy Dreamer, and Cousin Jake in an old school rules match. So this ought to be interesting. This ought to be very interesting, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be violent as well. So this could potentially be entertaining, especially you got Rhino and Tommy Dreamer in the mix, and seeing this side of Eric Young, this will probably get pretty violent. We got the Knockouts Tag Team Championship. This is the finals. This is the finals right here. We got Kira Hogan and Tasha Steeles going up against Havoc and Nevaeh. I like Tasha Steeles and Kiera Hogan. Seen these two in action before. I've seen these two live. Um, Havoc, aka Jessica Havoc, she's well-known superstar in Shimmer, Shine, you name it. Um, this should be a good match. But hey, the winners will be the new Knockouts Tag Team Champions, which was recently brought back after, and they had a tournament. This is the finals. So, should be good. Should be good. All right, we got the Knockouts Championship on the line as Deonna Purrazzo, the Virtuosa, the champion, defends against Taya Valkyrie. This should be really good. I've been very high on Deonna Purrazzo since pretty much since her ROH days. I've really been high on her. She's had some great matches in ROH. She's had some great matches in WWE. I was really hoping that they would really give her more of an opportunity. But I mean, she was in the Mae Young Classic, and she got to do some things. But I was really hoping she got to do a lot more, and that they didn't let her go. But thankfully, Impact Wrestling picked her up, took a chance on her, and pretty much won the Knockouts Championship. I believe this is pretty much Deonna Purrazzo's first major title in a promotion, in a big well-known promotion like Impact Wrestling. Compared to a lot of other indies and other smaller promotions. So I'm happy for Deonna Purrazzo. She's good. She's really good. The Fujiwara armbar specialist, the Virtuosa. And Taya Valkyrie is another former Knockouts champion. Also good in the ring. I got a chance to see both of these ladies live before. So yeah, I definitely look forward to this match. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be really good. We got the X Division Championship on the line. We got ourselves a triple threat. We got Chris Bay. We got Rohit Raju, and we got the champion Manik in a three-way, which of course we know Manik is TJP. Um, but yeah, this should be good. This should be really good. Um, all three, including the other two, were X Division champions. So I definitely like this matchup, and it should be good. This should be really good. So definitely look forward to this match. We got ourselves a barbed wire massacre. Sammy Callahan going up against Eddie Edwards. Um, this should be really, really violent. I mean, this has a lot. These two have a lot of history. I remember going back to the bad baseball bat chair spot, which jacked up Eddie Edwards' eye, and man, that I can't even imagine what that must feel like. But his eye got jacked up. So they have history, and I believe this will be bloody. This will be crazy and bloody. Should be good. Eddie Edwards and Sammy Callahan should be good. And then the main event. Unfortunately, we had a slight change to this main event. So we're going to have the AEW World Champion Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers, the current Impact Tag Team Champs, taking on Rich Swann, the current Impact World Champion, Chris Sabin of the Motor City Machine Guns. It was originally supposed to be Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, but unfortunately, Alex Shelley is not able to participate. Not sure what the reason was, but is not going to be able to participate in this match. So, Alex Shelley's replacement is none other than Moose. I honestly don't understand this booking. And I hope it does put a damper on this main event, but maybe not so much if they let this play out. Because we already know Rich Swann owes Moose a title shot for Moose sparing his friend Willie Mack. And just with these two together, I mean, he could easily just screw things up and intentionally lose it for the team. And which is why I don't like this. But at the same time, this could potentially make it so that, because I'm pretty sure we're eventually going to get more build up to a Good Brothers versus Motor City Machine Guns tag team title match. And I'm looking so forward to that. That should be excellent. Should be so excellent. So, hoping that happens, which I'm sure it will. But a little damper on the main event due to the throwing Moose into the picture, but hopefully it'll still deliver. I'm just not a fan of the decision, but hopefully it plays out well. But yeah, that is your Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill pay-per-view card. Um Pretty interesting. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens. And okay, that's pretty much it. Covered quite a lot tonight, but I enjoyed doing it. But anyway, let me know what y'all's thoughts are about all that's going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, World Wonder Ring Stardom. But yeah, let me know what y'all like, dislike, Like, comment, subscribe. Be sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any video. And thank you so much for watching. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram signing off. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.